Hi, welcome to Inkpot. In this video, we are going to continue with the numericals of Machina rate. So, this is another example for Machina rate. Let's have a look at this example. So, in this example, we are given that following are the particulars refer to the process used in the treatment of material subsequently incorporated in a component forming a part of electrical appliances. The original cost of machine used was rupees 10,000. Its estimated life, whenever we are given with the original cost of machine, the estimated life and the scrap value, by default we have to calculate the depreciation of that machinery, and in Machina rate we have to calculate each cost on the basis of per hour, and the estimated working time per year is 2200 hours, which is 50 weeks or 44 hours, of which machine maintenance etc is estimated to take up 200 hours. So maintenance time is 200 hours, working hours are 2200. No other loss of working time is expected. That means there is no bank holidays, there is no idle time, nothing. Setting up time is estimated to be 100 hours and it is recorded as productive time. So that means we are not going to deduct the productive time from this. So that means the working hours are, I am writing here for you. That means the working hours is equal to 2200 minus maintenance time, which is your 200. So total working hours per annum is equal to 2000. Now let's see what else is given to us. Electricity used by machine during production is 16 units per hour at a cost of 9 per unit, and no current is taken during maintenance or setting up time. So I have already told you, whenever we are going to calculate the power consumption expenses, so we calculate like this. So we know that it is 16 units per hour and cost is 9 paisa per unit, 0.09. No current is taken during maintenance and setting up time. So here we have not deducted setting up time because setting up time is considered as productive. So 100 hours are not to be deducted from the total working hours. But here we know that no current is taken during maintenance and setting up time. So we will take, for the purpose of power consumption, we will take how many hours? 2200 minus maintenance hours, that is 200, minus setting up time, because no current is taken during maintenance and setting up time. So that is why we will take 1900 hours for power consumption. So into 1900 to calculate the annual cost. So this will give you, so when you will multiply this into 1900, you will get 2736, right? The total cost of power is 2736. And now as the setting up time is productive, we will divide it by 2000. So you will get 2736 divided by 2000. 2736 divided by 2000 will give you 1.368, right? Is it okay? Now let's move to the next. Now the machine requires a special chemical solution which is replaced at the end of each week at a cost of 20 each time. So this machine requires a chemical solution at the end of each week. So 20 is the cost. So that means how will we calculate 20? We have already discussed this thing in previous one second. So it is 20, we know 20 cost is per week. So how many, just one second, what is the information given to us? So we have 50 weeks of 44 hours. So directly we can multiply this. This is per week. Directly multiply it with 50 weeks. So you'll get cost per annum. So 20 into 50, you will get 1000. 5 to the 10,000. Yes. So 1000 is the cost. And after that, you will divide it by number of working hours, which are 2000. Right? So when you'll divide it, you will get 0.50. Is it okay? The estimated cost of maintenance is 1200. So directly, this is estimated cost per annum. So we can directly divide it by working hours, that is 2000. 1200 divided by 2000, you will get 1200 divided by 2000, it is equal to 0.60. Right? Now, 2 attendants control the operation of the machine together with 5 other identical machines. So that means 2 attendants are controlling the operations of the machine with 5 other identical machines. That means the total number of machines are 6. Their combined weekly wages, which includes their insurance, employers contribution, everything, holiday pay, amounts to rupees 120. So this is their weekly wages, 120. So where is this? Yes. So 120 here we'll write. I'm writing here only 120, the working note, 120 multiply by, this is weekly wages, 120 multiply by 50, because this is per week. So we'll get annual cost. So annual cost will be 6000. Right? And this is for 6 machines. So divided by 6, you will get per machine annual cost, which is equal to 1000. And now divide this 1000 by productive hours, which are 2000. You will get cost 0.50. Now, the departmental and general overheads allocated to this machine for the year is 2000. Now the general overheads per annum are to this machine. So here we are not going to divide it by 6, because this is the general overheads allocated to this particular machine only. So this is only for one machine, right? Unlike this was for 6 machines. That is why we have divided it 5 other identical machines. That means total machines are 6. But here we have only one machine. So 2000 divided by productive hours, which are 2000 again. We have already calculated, so it is equal to 1. Right? So we have calculated all the costs. Now we can prepare the machine, this thing right here, machine hour rate. So machine hour rate. So machine hour rate is equal to, yes, here we are going to write fixed charges, and the fixed charges are, and then we have running charges. So depreciation, power and repairs are running charges, rest all are fixed. So depreciation is equal to, how much was the depreciation? It was, let me check whether we have calculated the depreciation. No, we have not calculated the depreciation. So I'm calculating the depreciation here. It is 10,000. I'm writing the working note for depreciation here. Depreciation, right? The value of machine is 10,000 minus 1,000, right? Which is your scrap value, divided by the working life, which is 10. So you will get 900 per annum depreciation. Then 900 will be divided by 2000. You will get depreciation at 0.45. Right? So this is the depreciation. Now, yes, the fixed charges. So depreciation is 0.45, right? And power is, we have calculated power as 1.368. Repairs, we don't have repairs, we repairs and maintenance. Yes, we have repairs. I'm writing here repairs and maintenance, right? It was 0.60, and we have chemical solution, which is also for repair only, chemical solution. The cost of chemical solution was 0.50. So these are our running charges. So what is all in fixed? So fixed charges includes what? Fixed charges, operators wages and departmental overheads. Operators wages, which was 0.50, and departmental overheads, which we have calculated as 1. So this is 1.50 total, and calculate all the, sorry, one second, let me erase this line. So it is so total, we'll calculate the total running charges, and this will give us machine hour rate. So machine hour rate, machine hour rate. So machine hour rate will be equal to, I think, 4.41. So it is, I'm writing here the total also, one second, I'm totaling it, 0.45 plus 1.368 plus 0.6 plus 0.5, which is equal to 2.92 approximately. So it is 2.92. So when you total this, you will get the answer 2.92. So this is how we do questions for machine hour rate. Next. Now, what are actual versus predetermined overhead? I have clearly mentioned this in the PPTs. So actual overhead rate is calculated by dividing the actual overheads expenditure during the month divided by actual base for the month. That is, the base can be direct material, it can be direct labor, it can be machine hours, whatever. So take the total actual overhead of particular months divided by actual base into 100. We can get to know actual overhead rate. And predetermined is when budgeted overheads are divided by budgeted base. For example, we want to calculate, we want to estimate the overhead rate for future. So we'll be taking budgeted overhead expenditure with the budgeted base, and we can calculate the predetermined overhead rate. The rate is determined in advance of the incurrence of overhead rate. Now, over and under absorption of overheads. So when the overheads are charged to different cost unit on the basis of predetermined overhead rate, at the end of the accounting, generally what we do is we charge the overheads on the basis of predetermined overhead rate, and at the end of accounting period, when the total overheads charged are roughly equal to the actual overhead incurred during that period, then it is okay. But in case if the overhead recovered from the production is more than the actual overhead, the budgeted overheads are more than the actual overheads, it is known as over absorption of overheads. And if the budgeted overheads are less than the actual overheads, it is known as under absorption of overheads, right? So what is the treatment of over and under absorption of overheads? There are three treatments generally. Number one, carrying over of the overheads. We can carry forward the overheads to the next period. For example, if we are calculating the overheads for 3 months, so we can, whatever the amount of over absorption of overhead is there, we can charge it to the next period. And the second is use of supplementary rates. Now we can calculate a supplementary rate in this case. For example, over absorbed, the formula for calculating the supplementary rate is over absorbed overheads divided by actual base hours. Now let's say the amount of over absorbed overheads are rupees 5,000 and the actual working hours are 10,000. Therefore 5,000 divided by 10,000 is equal to 0.5. 50 paisa is the supplementary rate. In this case, the cost of product is decreased because we have already over absorbed the overheads. So we will decrease the cost of the product by this extra amount by applying this negative supplementary rate. In case of over absorption of overhead, the supplementary rate which we get is known as negative supplementary rate. But in case of under absorption of overheads, the supplementary rate is known as positive supplementary rate, right? So after calculating the supplementary rate, in case of over absorption of overhead, the cost of product is decreased, and in case of under absorption of overheads, the cost of the product is increased by the supplementary rate. And the last is, in case if we have done over or under absorption of overheads, we can charge that particular amount to costing profit and loss account. This is the treatment of over and under absorption of overheads. Thank you.